For more on this, we're joined by Filiz Katman, President of the Energy Politics and Markets Research Centre at Istanbul Aydin University. Welcome back to the programme. Now, exports stayed strong despite global headwinds. What factors helped Turkish exporters grow in 2025, and how sustainable is this performance as protectionism and geopolitical tensions persist?
As you have mentioned, despite the geopolitical tensions, thanks to the economic program prepared by Minister of Treasury under the leadership of the President, Turkey followed very concrete steps to strengthen the export potential of Turkey, firstly to the neighboring regions and then globally. And in that manner, it is very critical that the industries that are also mentioned in the news, which are defense industry primarily, are supported with the very high quality research and development studies made Turkey to grow in a very high manner in terms of exports. And this is with regard to the support and the collaboration made between the private sector and public sector under the leadership of Turkish government.
Right, and what's helped drive demand for Turkish defense and aviation, where we saw the fastest growth last year?
It is primarily that Turkey became a kind of proactive. When we look at the defense industry, especially the unmanned air vehicles, Turkey became a kind of trademark. And Turkey is the definer of the sector. It used to be a kind of led by other countries, but with recent years, thanks to the research and development and the collaboration between public sector and private sector and the government support to the defense industry, Turkey has a kind of short-term, mid-term and long-term goals to achieve that once. And it is also not aside from the foreign affairs that since the 1974, Turkey, because of the sanctions imposed on Turkey, Turkey focused on become a totally independent country with regard to defense industry because of the sanctions, and that's why it's a kind of a long-term projection which dates back to 1970s.
Right, and the electric vehicle transition is reshaping supply chains. How well positioned is Turkey to attract new investment and boost exports in EVs and related technologies?
Turkey is at a very critical position because of the geopolitical positioning, strategic location that Turkey is in the map. When we look at the COVID-19, it has been considered that China is very far and it's a very fragile supply chain. That's why Turkey positioned in a way that the energy resources are in close distance, and we also have a kind of close distance to the demand market. So Turkey is positioned as a good place for the new logistics center for a kind of more sustainable supply chain. And that's why even the Chinese companies are considering, automotive industry are considering to make investments. We already have the European companies investments in Turkey, but in future, thanks to the economic policy of Turkey, we have our own brand talk, and that also attracts new companies to invest in Turkey because of the high competitive market and high demand in Turkey already.
We will have to leave it there for now. Filiz Katman, President of the Energy Politics and Markets Research Centre at Istanbul Aydin University. Thank you very much.